Resident Evil 4, the game you're too afraid to criticize because you don't want to get castrated by the crazy cult-like following it's garnered. And listen, I get it. I too get emotionally attached to my little games. But you can't deny the potential for what this game could be if it was remade properly, like the Resident Evil 2 remake was. It would introduce a whole new audience to the game. An entire group of people who wouldn't have given the original a chance, mainly because of those ass-tastic controls. Yeah, that's right. These controls may have been revolutionary way back when I was still shitting in diapers, but for today's standards, they just feel outdated. You can't even move while aiming down sights. There's this overall stiffness and lack of smooth mobility. And I don't really know how to articulate it with my mouth. You just gotta suffer through them to really understand what I mean. The graphics didn't even bother me as much as the controls did. The visuals actually had like a classic old game charm to them. You know what I mean? I'm talking about that nostalgic quality. It's like when you spread open those pages of an old book, stick your nose in the crack and take a whiff like this. It's like when you go back to play the first Dark Souls, and while at first the graphics look about as appealing as your uncle's hairy bubble gut, you kinda get a classic nostalgic feel from them, and you even like how bad they look. Now there's also gonna be a faster way to switch weapons, alright? Now this is mandatory, and it goes without saying because it's such an obvious fix that they need to make. The people that played this game know what I'm talking about. In the original, if you wanted to switch weapons or even throw a grenade, you'd have to constantly pause the damn game to open the inventory to select the item you wanted, which really got annoying. They gotta create a weapon wheel or some way to switch weapons and throw grenades on the fly without having to constantly pause the game. And honestly, I don't know how they didn't think of this back in the day when they were making this game. How did they not conceive a less annoying as fuck way to switch weapons? And also, you know, obviously the melee in this game sucks ass, right? There's no other way of putting it. There's only one move. And the main problem isn't even that there's only one move. Like, there's only one slash. You just press and he just does the same move over and over. Obviously, they gotta fix that in the remake. They gotta like make different moves, like different animations, so he does different types of slashes and stuff. But the biggest problem is the lack of range. Whatever you're trying to stab, you need to be up its ass and then some to be able to actually hit it. You need to be right up its ass to actually hit it with your knife. It's like a tease. Like, you can go right up to it and then you try to hit it, and then it's like the dude Leon. It's like he's trying not to hit it. That's what it feels like. I'm so damn close, man. You should be able to freaking hit it. Just stretch out your damn arm a little bit more so you can freaking hit it. Like, you need to go right up the object's ass into the sigmoid, and then you can finally hit it. They've also got to make it so the game doesn't pause every time I pick up a damn item. It always pauses the game. It opens up this whole new screen, pauses the game, and then you got to press some button to continue playing. It's like, okay, man, I get it. You don't have to pause the whole game. Just show me on the side, like in one of the corners of the screen, that I picked up this item. You don't need to pause the whole game, open up this whole new screen, and then prompt me to press some button to acknowledge that I understand that I acquired this item, and then close the screen so I can continue playing. Like, that's so stupid. I don't know how they didn't think of this either. And obviously, this goes without saying. They're obviously going to fix this problem. Like, I know it's so trivial and it's such a small thing, but it gets so annoying. And I don't know how they didn't think of this back when they were making this game. Now, I do like how the original game had quite a bit of oomph within the gameplay mechanics, and I hope they go even further with this remake. I needed to have at least the same amount of gore and visual feedback when you shoot the zombies as the Resident Evil 2 remake had. And this is what I'm talking about. I want to be able to shoot zombies and see the gore in relation to where I shoot them. Their limbs gotta be blast the fuck offable, if you will, like they were in the Resident Evil 2 remake. And the weapons gotta feel powerful through not only this visual feedback, but also through how they sound, the recoil, the weight, and whatnot. What have you. The Resident Evil 2 remake did a masterful job with the visual feedback, but the guns sounded weak. I want to see recoil. The weapons gotta have weight. I want to see the zombies fall down when I shoot them in the legs. You get the idea. There's gotta be some satisfying feedback within the gameplay that causes neuronal overload within your dopaminergic pathways of your brain and keeps you coming for more. I also want them to keep the laser sight in the remake as well, purely for aesthetic purposes. It just looks cool and gives the game sort of a different feel. Actually, it would be even better if they gave you the option to toggle it on and off. And honestly, I think they're going to do a good job with this remake, especially if they have the same people working on it as they had on the Resident Evil 2 remake. I just want them to implement the changes that I mentioned in this video. If they do that, then this remake is unfuckupable, really. That's right, unfuckupable. And I'm not asking for much, guys. I'm really not asking for much.